make sure you bring a day of happiness. And it's not a day of sin. Happiness does not mean singing music. Does not mean music. And as for the narration of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq with Aisha anha, and she was looking towards the warriors, if you like, performing. Then and also the young girls would play the duff. Then that was young girls. These young girls playing the duff, not all the ladies playing the duff. And so now you have even men playing the duff, resembling women. And you have that which is munkar with regards to music, where musical instruments are played. And we have the hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, where the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that my ummah will make 5 things halal that were already haram. They will fall into 5 things that are haram, and they will perform them or act as if they are halal. And from that he said ma'azif, which means musical instruments. So musical instruments not to be played. There's an exception for girls to play the duff on the day of Eid. That's something else. But as for generally listening to music, then it's haram, it's haram, it's haram. From the verse in Surah Al-Najm, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَفَمِنْ هَذَا الْحَدِيثِ تَعْجَبُونَ وَتَضْحَكُونَ وَلَا تَبْكُونَ وَأَنْتُمْ سَامِدُونَ. This is the way of the mushrikun, the polytheists, Jahiliyyah. Allah said, أَفَمِنْ هَذَا الْحَدِيثِ تَعْجَبُونَ. With this Quran that is being recited, تعجبون, you are amazed, تعجبون. وَتَضْحَكُونَ, and you laugh, وَلَا تَبْكُونَ, and you don't cry. Because when the Quran was recited and they would hear it, they would laugh and joke. The polytheists would laugh and joke, and تَضْحَكُونَ وَلَا تَبْكُونَ وَأَنْتُمْ سَامِدُونَ, and you are samidun. Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, the hibr of this ummah, the ocean of knowledge of this ummah, the mufassir of the Quran, the one that the Messenger ﷺ said, Allahumma faqihhu fi ad-din wa 'allimhu ta'wil. Oh Allah, give him understanding of the religion and give him the interpretation of Quran. What did he say? He said, Wallahi innaha ghina, Wallahi innaha ghina, Wallahi innaha ghina. By Allah, it is referring to music, music and singing. By Allah is referring to that. By Allah is referring to that. This is what Allah has rebuked. And in the other verse, lahwa al-hadith is being rebuked. And that is the way of shaitan, the mizmar of shaitan, the speech of shaitan, calling you away from the dhikr of Allah, away from the Quran. So if you want to resemble the polytheists, you go and sing and dance and play music. If you want to resemble the mushrikun, that's what they used to do. That's what they used to do. And Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, when he heard music being played, he put his fingers in his ears. And he said to Nafi', أَتَسْمَعُ شَيْءٍ? A narration in Bukhari. Oh Nafi', do you hear anything? Ya Nafi', أَتَسْمَعُ شَيْءٍ? Oh Nafi', do you hear anything? Ya Nafi', أَتَسْمَعُ شَيْءٍ? Oh Nafi', do you hear anything? Until he could not hear anything else, then he took his fingers out of his ears. He didn't want music to enter his heart, ya ikhwan. He didn't want music to enter his heart and to spoil his heart. Subhanallah. This is Sahaba radiallahu anhu. When we mentioned this too, there was a takfiri in Acton. Subhanallah. It's funny. It's takfiri, but he allows music. And he actually used this narration to say, well, Nafi' was listening. So he said, subhanAllah, they always talk about hukm of Allah, hukm of Allah, hukm of Allah. You want to go to the student or you want to go to the teacher? Who's the teacher, Nafi' or Abdullah ibn Umar? Always take the adillah from the back. Enter the houses from their doors. Understand the narration. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu is the teacher. He's teaching Nafi'. This is what we do. This is what we do. We don't listen to music. We don't listen to music. So he put his fingers in his ears, not wanting to listen to that, enter in his heart. The mizmar of shaitan enter in his heart. So that was what we mentioned to him, that subhanallah, Nafi' is the student. And Abdullah ibn Umar is teaching him that this is something which is munkar.